Alright, the next review is Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, and what could have been a really fun epic film and a great entertainer is pretty much turned into a teen adventure with Jake Gyllenhaal showing off his muscles. Sword fight. Either way, yeah, this movie is just a complete and utter waste of time. Not terrible or not even quite as bad as Clash of the Titans, but really I was expecting so much more because this film has so many talented performers, including Gyllenhaal himself. Now, okay, the whole movie, it's based on like an old computer game, or I guess it's still a new computer game, they still come out with ones, but I only remember the version for IBM, and some of you are probably thinking, IBM? But anyway, the point of the matter is, it is based on a video game, and I guess you geeks can rejoice everywhere because you can bash this phone message boards no matter what you do. So, anyway, I'm bashing it from a completely different perspective, though. Anyway, of course, Jake Gyllenhaal is the title character, yada yada yada. He is in a city that was ruled by the noble King Solomon, and he's played by Ronald Pickup. Now, I gotta say something about the names in this film. They seem like they were generated on one of those, Facebook surveys where, like, your Persian name is, when you type in your name, they give you something that probably doesn't even match it, it's just random or whatever. But anyway, moving on. He sees a young, brave boy defend another boy being beaten, and of course, he is an orphan, and he, of course, grows up to be Jake Gyllenhaal. And I bet he'll have no trouble getting a date. But as the movie rolls on, he's adopted by the king, and the king has a brother. That's right, and he is dastardly played by Sir Ben Kingsley. Who else in that type of role? I bet you all knew that. Anyway, his name is Nizam, another one of those names, and there's this one scene where they zoom in and close up on him. Like, right away in the theater, you're like, okay, yeah, that guy's the villain, that guy's the villain. The kind of movie like, yeah, that guy, he's totally the villain, totally the villain. But anyway, moving on. So this whole thing goes on, yada yada yada, and of course he meets, the possessor of, the prince meets the possessor of the Dagger of Time, and no, sadly we don't get a montage of the Cher song, If I Could Turn Back Time, involving the dagger. Anywho, of course, the holder of the dagger is played by a really nice, beautiful woman, Princess Tamina, played by Gemma, I think her name is pronounced Arterton. Yeah, I can never get that right. But she's, or Gemma, or Gemma, I don't know. Either way, she's pretty, yeah. She looks like a Cosmo model, basically acting in a movie, which, not that I read Cosmo. But, no, she's a pretty girl, and she seems to have a nice, natural, good-looking presence on screen, and maybe with, if she just, hones her skills a little bit, and, pays her dues in the acting biz, she might become something, who knows. But anyway, of course, she possesses this dagger, and the whole plot involves this, idiotic, Armageddon kind of storyline, and it just seems really cliched and pretentious, and just the dialogue is just looks like something that was written by an dramatic, over-the-top drama teacher played by Martin Short and Get Over It, who's trying to make this, recreate it with set designs, cut out by 5th graders in the school next door. Either way, that's just what this whole thing sounds like. Now, the set design here is not created by 5th graders in the school next door, thankfully. The set design is actually really, really magnificently done and really just resounds well on the screen, but this film does not. Gyllenhaal seems to be just going through the motions here and just seeing how good he can look on screen, and he's really selling himself short here. He's a tremendous actor. I very rarely hated him in anything. Here he's just not good at all. And the other actors do as best as they can, I guess. And especially Alfred Molina, who has a nice little, I guess you'd say, comedic relief supporting role. Alfred Molina, some of you best know from Spider-Man 2, of course, is Doc Ock. And also, tremendous Oscar-nominated actor himself. He really fits well with the role. With a better movie, he might have had, more chance of something to roll with this character. And he's really good. And of course, if you want to check out another great performance of his, if you're into that type of movie, see Boogie Nights, as he is a really high-strung drug dealer who loves his mixtapes. Anyway, he's a good scene-stealing actor, and stick him in the right movie, he can almost make a movie better just by being in it. But here, he's just merely a good character in a bad movie and really just can't make it better. So, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time is not quite as bad as Clash of the Titans, but it's still not good. I give it 2 stars out of 5.